Nobody can beat Marvel writers in coming up with the most unique and powerful weapons. From the powerful Infinity Gauntlet to the simple yet efficient Shield of Captain America, all the weapons they have come up with increase our appreciation towards the Marvel multiverse. Today at Marvelous Videos, we are going to explore one such spectacular weapon, known by its code name Allgod, or simply as Weapon 16. What does it do? How powerful is it? Let's answer all those questions. But hold on, before we begin, we do need you to do a small favor. Click on that bell icon and make sure you have subscribed to our awesome channel. Now, let's begin. What is Allgod, or Weapon 16? The organization behind Weapon 16 is none other than the Weapon Plus program, a program dedicated to creating super soldiers. The very first weapon and one of the most successful products of this program is none other than Captain America himself. Weapon Plus worked in the dome-shaped self-contained facility known as the World, and using nanotechnology and time manipulation, worked on artificial evolutions of mankind. Unlike previous weapons of the program, Weapon 16 is not a superhuman but a gas, and is considered a living religion. This gas could be released into the atmosphere and acted like a virus, affecting anyone it came into contact with. It would attack the faith reserves of people and convert them into zombie-like soldiers who did whatever the Allgod bid them to do. The only way to avoid the effect of Allgod is to have no faith at all in a higher being. So, only atheists are left undisturbed, even after inhaling this gas. Though we don't specifically know when this was created, we can be sure that this came after the birth of Automaton. Allgod was stored in a gas cylinder and connected to the brain of the world so that it can be released whenever there is a threat to the world. Origins and first use. The first we see of Allgod is in the 2009 comic Dark Reign, The List, Wolverine, written by Jason Aaron. Wolverine and Phantom X, both experimented on by the Weapon Plus initiative, attack the world in order to find out more about their past. Joined by Scott Summers or Cyclops, the trio ended up battling Automaton, who escaped the facility during the attack. After the attack, the world was abandoned by the scientists who worked there and started gaining sentience. The artificially evolved superhumans under the influence of Allgod acted as the world's last line of defense. Norman Osborn, the leader of the Human Anti-Malicious Military Equipment Research, known colloquially as Hammer, found out about the world and sent his agents to acquire the facility and its superweapons for him. Novar, or Marvel Boy, who works in the Dark Avengers under Osborn, betrays him and leaks Osborn's plans to Wolverine. Wolverine takes the Kree Warrior along to get rid of the undead cyborgs of Hammer, and to Novar's surprise, Wolverine begins to attack him, so not even the grumpy X-Man is able to avoid the effects of Allgod. Ominously chanting, "No peace, no worries, no Allgod." Wolverine and the creepy superhumans try to recruit Novar, urging him to let God love him, but Novar bounds away and is almost regretting his betrayal when he meets Phantom X. Phantom X gives a detailed rundown of the world to Novar and tells him that the genetically altered humans are technically his cousins, and that the viral gas is not affecting him because he has nanites in his brain that moderate his neocortex, which render him incapable of believing in anything that is greater than himself. Novar tells Phantom X that the Kree have a mathematical equation that disproves the existence of any kind of God, and that Novar was taught about it as a child. Phantom X explains that if the gas leaves the confinement of the building, the world will soon be filled with brain-dead religious freaks, as if we don't have enough of those already. Just like humans have a fight or flight response, the brain of the world has the Allgod response to stop the Weapon 16 from releasing. Phantom X explains that Novar has to convince the brain that they are not a threat, which he accomplishes by kissing it. This immediately releases the superhumans and Wolverine from the clutches of Allgod, and Phantom X's cousins back down. Meanwhile, Wolverine joins Phantom X and Marvel Boy to take down the Hammer agents together. Weapon 16 scare from the Children of the Vault. The Children of the Vault are a group of highly evolved beings whose only mission was to take over the planet from humanity. The X-Men, however, put a damper to their plans and captured them all in an artificial reality, which convinces them that they have accomplished their mission. Years into the future, after nearly all the mutants have been killed by Orchis, the deviant, anti-mutant organization, the Children of the Vault break out of their imprisonment and realize that they were duped. Angrily, they don superhero costumes and begin spreading the promise of tomorrow. People begin to trust them, and soon they fill the void left by the X-Men. Meanwhile, Lucas Bishop starts becoming suspicious of their activities and helps Cable break out from where he was imprisoned by Orchis. The telepath scans Bishop's brain and tells him that he was infected by a virus. And he asks Nurse Hetty, his medical AI, to scan and analyze Bishop's thought form. Although Nurse Hetty is unable to name what exactly the virus is, she notes that it is a 68% match to Weapon 16, or Allgod. We also find out in her report that Allgods exist in the Allgod. But the good news is that the virus is not Weapon 16. The bad news is that it is something worse, and it's called the message. Unlike Allgod, the message doesn't spread by inhalation, but it spreads the same way an idea spreads. If you are infected with the message, you can give it to someone by talking about it. God forbid, if you are a writer or an influencer, you could spread the message far and wide. But we will come back to the message in some other video. Let's get back to the Allgod. Marvelous verdict. Allgod is the perfect code name for such a vicious and clever virus. Currently, the Allgod seems to still be under the control of Phantom X, as he pocketed the world after minimizing it using a shrink ray he claimed he got from Dr. Doom. That is the last we heard of it, and it is definitely an interesting foe, and we can't wait to see how the writers will utilize it in the upcoming storylines. Which superhero would you want to see fighting against this gaseous virus? Don't forget to let us know in the comments. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.